Hi everyone, today on the bench we have another MSI board. This is MSI B550 Gaming Plus. So let's see what's the best it is. So this board came to me from the customer, and the note was that board visually in good condition, but it has no power, and the socket appears to be okay. There's a lot of thermal paste on the socket, so it doesn't mean that it's not working, but the thermal paste could be inside the socket, which can actually prevent the contact between the CPU and the pins inside the socket, even if in AM4. I would like to measure the resistances to make a visual inspection, and based on the results, we will then make a decision on what are we gonna do with this. Let's do it. Let's measure the 3.3 volts, and it has around kilo ohm, 5 volts, kilo ohms as well, 5 VSB, 700 ohms, 12 volts. That's the main power of the PCI Express devices. So it's kilo ohms minus 12 volts, mega ohms here. Then we will measure the CPU, and we have mega ohms here. Then 12 volts to the core. So there's no short, it's kilo ohms to SOC, mega ohms as well. So I guess it's kind of safe to plug in the CPU. We will have no short here. Let's make a visual inspection real quick of this area. I'm not sure if it's a thermal paste or just the regular dirt. So let's take a look under the microscope. It's right near the PCI Express header. Oh, wow. That's a debris. Let's try to power it on and see what happens. Power on. 15, 16 milliamps. Pressing the power button, and we have a reaction. Of course, we have a CPU debug LED light up because there's no CPU. We're gonna use our Ryzen 3200G, and since this is DDR4, we will use DDR4 memory. Pressing the power button. I have 54 milliamps. Pressing the power button, and now we have no reaction. So this is typical behavior when we have a cut trace or a knocked off resistor, because right now the motherboard knows that the CPU is installed because the CPU sent the signal to the SIO, and it's trying to start up some voltage rails, which is responsible for the CPU. There is no power good signal somewhere, and the culprit is usually a large scratch or a knocked off component. We will definitely need to make a good visual inspection, and then depending on the result, we will decide what we're gonna do. Let's do it. So the CPU area nearby, I don't see any scratches, any knocked off components here. There's a lot of components which are not populated to the board because this is very popular motherboard and it is used for a lot of different models. And what I see over here, actually, so there's a damage because someone has tried to use a screwdriver or tweezers to open it, and here is the result. So what I see here is definitely one knocked off component right here, And a big question if here should be a component or no. I guess no. This is just was where the hit comes right here. Let's see the board view, what we have for this area. There is no components over here, but here should be a capacitor of 1 microfarad in the package 0402. But this capacitor is actually could not be the culprit. I guess we need to go on and continue our search. Let's go to the BIOS. So BIOS looks nice. The TPM socket is not melted, so I guess no one is trying to desolder the BIOS. So this area is where the graphic cards ends, and usually there are a lot of scratches, but it looks decent, and I don't see any problems over here. The SIO looks fine. Okay, those are the audio codec. This is one of the areas where the motherboard uses negative voltage, is minus 12 volts. Within the ATX 24-pin connector, this is the USB 3 connector, ATX connector, nothing knocked off. So this area is responsible for power regulation for the memory. It looks okay. There is a LED connectors, pump fan connector, CPU fan connector. Okay. Here you can see the VRM controller. It's IR32, IR35217. Let's go to the back side of the board. So the CPU area is fine. No problems over here. Then we will go to the doublers. And I guess all 4 doublers on this side looks normal. Here I have a bunch of the components in this circuitry, this area. I'm not sure, don't remember what is it responsible for. The caps for the PCI Express lines, data lines. And here I have the possible future problem, which means it is a solder ball. This one can make a short in some future. So all caps are here. Oh, wait a minute. Here I see a knocked off component near this chip. Let me see the board view. So this is the bottom side. It has a GS7133 power controller. So no, this is a low dropout regulator actually. And this is an knocked off resistor. So the resistor over here is actually responsible for delivering a control voltage, input voltage to this chip. So without this resistor, the chip will not work. And this chip is responsible for VDDP VSB, so it goes directly to the CPU. And this is one of the power rails of the CPU. Without it, the board will not start. So that's the culprit. This is 10 ohms resistor. Let's take a quick look at the area at the bottom. What else do we have? What is this? Wow. So I guess this is one of the solder bulbs here, but it's pressed with something and make this kind of solder ball. Oh, wow. That's interesting. And what is this for? I'll try to show you on the camera. So here you see this solder balls, and here you see just smashed. What a force should be applied here to do this. And basically they are for mounting the AM2 handler. I don't get it. Like, I don't see any handler over here. Like, I have 1, 2, 3 of them. There's nothing here. But here we have this solder ball. Is it? Wow. Can you believe this? What is this? Where is it from? Is this some kind of a silver or white gold? How could it happen that this appeared to be right here? I don't see any damage. Leave in the comments what you think it could be. Technically, this one can shorten to test points where it was applied over here. So far, there's no any other knocked off components. So what I would like to do is to solder the resistor here, solder the capacitor over there, and try to power it on again. Okay, so let's try to power it on and to see if we have any reaction on the power button when the CPU is installed. Here you can see the consumption. So pressing the power on, and we have 252 milliamps. Wow. Pressing the power button. And nothing. Okay, no, it's rebooted. Okay, we have almost 3 amps. And will we have a pulse screen? Let's see. So, looks like it's pulsing. 3 amps, 2.8. So it's doing something. Okay, VGA. Do we have any picture? Come on. So we have changes in consumption. 3 milliamps, 3.3 milliamps. And will we have a boot? Will we have a picture? Still VGA. And boot. And we have a picture. That's it. That's what I wanted to see. So the culprit is that resistor, one resistor, which supplies power to the CPU. Let's put on the heatsink. Let's look real quick what device we have. The BIOS build date is 2024. Well, that's good news that we have repaired it. This is really nice board. That's it. This repair became quite easy but interesting. This mysterious solder blob on the back of the board, it looks like someone did a soldering job right above the motherboard. People sometimes do crazy things. Leave a comment with what you think about this. This motherboard had 2 problems, knocked off capacitor and resistor. The filtering cap isn't serious, but the knocked off resistor plays an important role in the board's startup sequence. These components are quite hard to notice without the microscope, but so easy to knock off. I'm glad I repaired this board. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. It helps the YouTube algorithm promote the video and support my work. Links to the equipment I used are in the description. Affiliate links at no extra cost to you. Do not hesitate to ask questions and comments. I always read them and will be glad to answer. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.